I don't usually share stories online, but what happened to me in Oregon last spring, well, it left me questioning everything I believe about reality, memory, and safety. I had a freelance shoot in Portland. It was one of those rainy stretches where everything feels cold, damp, and a little off. I found a cute little Airbnb in the suburbs, vintage, secluded, a little farmhouse style place with ivy crawling up the sides. It looked like something out of a Wes Anderson film. The host's name was Vanessa. She had 5-star reviews, all glowing, charming, peaceful, feels like home. Vanessa said she'd be out of town, but left me the lockbox code. I never thought twice about it. The first weird thing, the moment I stepped inside, I had this compression in my chest, like walking into a room you didn't realize someone had just left. The air was heavy, dusty, but somehow fresh. The place smelled like lavender and burning wood. It had character. Though old wallpaper, creaky wooden floors, a little fireplace with chopped wood neatly stacked nearby. In the hallway, there was a smart mirror. One of those motion-activated ones. It turned on when I walked past, showing my reflection in dim lighting. But then it glitched and went black after a few seconds. I chalked it up to bad Wi-Fi. Or age. I should have left then. Night 1 passed quietly. But night 2 is when things shifted. I came home late from a location scout and found a leather guest book sitting on the kitchen counter. Here's the thing. I swear it wasn't there the day before. The cover was worn, like hundreds of hands had touched it. And the first page, it read, "We see who you are. Welcome home." No signature, no date. I flipped to the last page. My name was there, written in my handwriting. Even my looped G matched. I hadn't signed it. But you must stay until it's your turn to write. If you've ever felt like you were being watched when you were completely alone, you know that crawling, prickling feeling that starts at your neck. That's what I felt reading that line. I thought maybe I signed it the night before and forgot. Maybe I was tired. But my instincts were screaming. Still, I stayed. I needed the job, and there was no hotel availability in the area. That night, I kept hearing movement upstairs. Soft, dragging footsteps. A light knock. I was the only guest, and the host said she'd be gone all week. At 3:17 a.m., I passed the hallway mirror again. It turned on. But it didn't show me. It showed the living room. In real time. Someone was standing by the fireplace. Unmoving. Silhouetted. Watching. I ran there, heart racing. The room was empty. But now the fireplace logs were scattered on the floor. You must stay until it's your turn to write. Only now, the words were underlined in what looked like dried blood. Hey, if you're still watching, I want to know, have you ever stayed somewhere that felt wrong the moment you entered? Drop a comment. I want to hear your stories, because I think I'm not the only one who's been through something like this. The next morning, I tried to leave. I packed my gear, got to my rental car, and it wouldn't start. totally dead. Brand new hybrid. 2. I called the rental agency. No answer. No signal. No bars on my phone. And when I tried to log into Airbnb to contact the host, the listing was gone, like it never existed. I searched my email for the booking confirmation. Nothing. No charge on my credit card. No record of payment. It was like I had never booked anything. By day 4, I stopped sleeping. Every time I blinked, I saw flashes in the mirror. Of myself, but not quite me. Wider eyes, gaunt cheeks, a stare that didn't blink back. The mirror began turning on at exactly 3:17 a.m. every night. I tried covering it with a towel. It still turned on. One night, I smashed it with a fireplace poker. The glass cracked, but no shards fell out. Behind the broken surface, I saw another version of the room, and someone standing in the corner, slowly raising their hand to the glass, waving. If you're getting chills right now, it's not just the story. Tap the like button. Not for me, but to tell the algorithm that stories like this deserve to be seen. By night 5, the house had started changing. The walls were breathing, literally pulsing in and out, like lungs. The lights flickered in rhythm with my heartbeat. I began hearing my own voice echoing back to me from behind walls. Let us in. Write your name. Finish the book. I was losing time. At one point, I blinked and found myself standing in the basement. The air smelled like mold, iron, and ash. There was a mirror there too, covered in dust. I wiped it clean and saw 3 other people standing behind me. None of them moved. None of them blinked. They just watched, and then vanished. Names. Dozens of them. Each one with a cause of death written beside it. Starved in dream. Swallowed by mirror. Forgotten. At the very bottom, my name had reappeared, with no cause of death listed yet. Just 2 words. Pending submission. If you made it this far into the story, thank you. You're the kind of listener who loves twisted stories like I do. Consider subscribing so you don't miss the next tale. I promise you, some are even darker than this one. I finally escaped. How? I stopped looking in the mirrors. I grabbed the guest book, wrapped it in a trash bag, and walked out the front door. Without turning around once, I walked 5 miles to a diner. The waitress said I looked like hell. She told me that the house at that address burned down 5 years ago. Electrical fire. No survivors. A guest who had been staying there started it. Panicked, they said. Vanessa was never real. A week later, I received a package. No return address. Inside, the guest book. On the first page, a new message had appeared. Thanks for your visit. Your reflection has been added. I haven't looked in a mirror since. I use my phone camera. Even then, sometimes, I catch something just over my shoulder. Watching. Still waiting for me to write my final line. If this story sent a chill down your spine, share it with someone who dare book that next Airbnb alone. And tell me in the comments, would you have stayed the full 7 nights or run like hell?